Anxiety is a very real emotion experienced by the majority of all athletes. It can be either facilitative or debilitative. It is crucial that an athlete learns to use the emotions as a means of improving their performance, as opposed to allowing it to hinder them. In order to gain a better understanding of how anxiety affects an athlete's performance and what methods they can use to manage their emotions, we analyzed a research journal titled Athletes' Regulation of Emotions Experienced During Competition. According to this article, the research emphasizes that athletes need to expand on their emotional regulation strategies to better their emotional control. They are constantly exposed to various demands and constraints, and they need a stable way of controlling their emotions despite any circumstance.
The research journal we examined included a study that was conducted in order to retrieve real-life experiences from real athletes. This study was performed on 11 national male table tennis players between the ages of 18 and 34 years old. Each of these athletes had at least 8 to 17 years of experience, and they were chosen because table tennis is a sport that causes a wide range of positive and negative emotions in the players who are competing. Participants were interviewed and discussed the various methods they use to manage their emotions while playing. One of these methods included efforts to primarily put all their focus on the match at hand. Other players attempted to plan future actions by looking for tactical solutions. Some other techniques that were brought up included viewing the situation or competition with the perspective that allowed the athlete to feel in control, or even using positive self-talk to encourage and motivate themselves for the next point. Interestingly enough, a few participants also brought up the fact that they will attempt to deny access to the conscious thoughts that are causing their anxious feelings. They claimed to voluntarily ignore and block out any thoughts, whether positive or negative, that came in response to the emotions they were experiencing from the game. This was the result of yet another effort to remain relaxed and focused on the competition at hand.
Although there are many great tactics that athletes use to remain calm and in control of their anxious feelings, it is very important to note that every individual is unique and different, and one person may require a different emotion regulation method than another. For example, some table tennis players stated that they would try harder to lengthen the time between 2 points in an attempt to gain more time to allow their emotions to dissolve, and to avoid showing their opponent what they are feeling. However, on the other hand, other players found it more effective to shorten the length of the time between 2 points. This is done in an effort to move through points quickly to avoid expressing their feelings to their opponent by consistently focusing on the next point. Therefore, it is important to do a trial run and experiment with different ways of regulating anxious emotions because different methods work better for different individuals. Furthermore, it is very helpful to keep your whole body calm throughout competition. Participants selected for this study admitted that they did this by taking deep breaths to control their tension and also by relaxing their arms and legs in order to avoid contraction and to relax their muscles. This will usually prove to cause more effective performance overall. Lastly, although the athletes rarely seeked out social support during their matches, many claimed it was helpful to discuss their anxiety and emotional experiences afterwards with a coach or a teammate. Additionally, all athletes reported to use antecedent focus regulation methods, such as attention deployment strategies and cognitive changes. For example, increased concentration, thought stopping, and planning future actions will fall under the category of attention deployment strategies, while rational self-talk, positive self-talk, and humor are all examples of cognitive changes that help with regulation of anxiety.
In conclusion, anxiety is a very natural state to experience when faced with competition, and although it has a negative stereotype, it can most definitely benefit you as an athlete when dealt with properly. Try some of the techniques mentioned earlier and see what works best for you. Just think about what sports psychology consultant Dr. Coatley once said. Every practice and competition begins with the way you think. The quality of your thoughts is critical. Think in ways that promote the outcomes that you desire.